Hello, this is Tony from the Sanctuary, the World Meditation Alliance and the Joseph Communications. This week I've got a lovely story about a priest that used to visit the Sanctuary. He only came for the food. He wasn't paid or commissioned or aligned with the philosophy that we have here. But he loved the food, Father Peter, and he came twice a week. And he and I became friends. He was a lovely, lovely man. And I saw occasions at the cafe where he would see somebody in distress. He could spot them, and he'd go over and he'd counsel them. And people always felt better when they'd talk to him. And he just did it. It was in him. It was part of his nature. But one day, Father Peter was telling me a story when he was out driving. And he was following a car, and in the car in front was a young lady driving with her child in the back. And then all of a sudden, a car came into the side of the young lady and rammed her. It was an accident, it wasn't on purpose. And the thing is that it left the girl extremely distressed, hysterical, screaming, and the baby crying. And the car that rammed her actually backed off and drove off at 90 miles an hour or whatever. And so Father Peter got out of the car and started doing his counselling, the perfect person really to be there on scene. But at the same time, the lovely part of the story, he blessed the person who rammed and drove off, the young fella. And there was no judgment, there was no bad feeling, no nothing. He just blessed him and then got on with his work with the girl and the baby. 5 minutes later, the young man who'd rammed the car and drove off came back. And he acknowledged what he'd done and tried to help in the situation. And it's a lovely story in that I think it was that blessing, that non-judgment, that actually got to that young fella and hit him in the conscience, and he came back. I think it's a miracle. I think it's the spiritual world working, but I will leave that for you to decide what it is. Okay, it's just a story I wanted to share of some of the lovely things that happen in the Sanctuary. We've had 18 years now of these beautiful events, so I hope you like it. God bless. Bye-bye.